That doesn't look healthy, which is the theme to this Wolfman. So in the next 55 seconds, let's claw into the real scary inspirations behind this classic movie monster remake.
What can I say about this character that hasn't already been said?
Director Leigh Whannell was first reluctant to take a bite out of Wolfman, mainly since he did 2020's The Invisible Man. Then he thought that was about abuse, whereas for this film, it's
connected to like a tangible physical disease.
I wanted this to be a movie where there's not necessarily a bad guy.
And this was accomplished by focusing on something changing a person, no matter how much they tried fighting it off. Speaking of,
They're using a wheelchair, then they can't walk at all, they can't communicate.
Lee's friend suffering from degenerative diseases influenced the filmmaker, especially how he showed this father's inevitable fate.
Experiencing the transformation from within.
The idea of two people who were separated by an invisible wall, they weren't speaking the same language anymore.
This breakdown, a common issue that we can all relate to at some point, was heightened here by, well, the animal taking over. So it's your favorite Wolfman iteration. Share your thoughts in the comments below, but for now, that is a minute. Now, before you go searching for that silver bullet, stop and take time for this bonus. This Wolfman gives us a slow transformation. So what was it like for star Christopher Abbott to get there?
Look at myself in the mirror and like not act a little bit, but like sort of do faces.
The look was inspired by body horror movies like The Fly and John Carpenter's The Thing, even Heath Ledger's Joker from The Dark Knight, but they wanted the monster to look eerily familiar.
There's something more scary when it's familiar in a way, because you're trying to like search and connect.
Applying practical effects came in waves, since new and more layers got added as the movie went on, which is why star Julia Garner says this is one of the best looks for the classic character.
I actually think that this Wolfman is scarier because there's some elements to what Blake used to be.
Speaking of other monster movies, could we see another in the vein of this and The Invisible Man?
Blumhouse is going to do all the monster movies because I really don't know what we would do with them. It's kind of on a case-by-case basis.
Lee seems open to the possibility, but he says there's a definite connection that can be made between his two monster movies.
I wouldn't say that you're going to see a crossover film coming in the future. For us, it felt like they share a lot of the same DNA in the approach.
And what would be his next monster flick he'd pick after this? Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, especially with that character's transformation.
And he's dealing with the sort of animal nature of man. If you want the man trilogy, like what better story than Jekyll and Hyde, right?
What do you think about Leigh Whannell's idea, and what other classic movie monsters would you like to see get remade?
What's wrong with Daddy? He got sick.